Scene 1, incarnation. Scene 2, the ministry, kind of the work that takes place during, almost, 3 years. And then all leading up to this final scene, which is the Passion, which is recorded in all 4 of the Gospels. And the Passion really has 3 beats to it, 3 subplots to the Passion. And the first is the actual final week that he spends in Jerusalem. And by the way, John's Gospel is loaded with the final week. As a matter of fact, half of John's Gospel deals with the final week of Christ's life. And so it has the most extensive teaching on the upper room. It's just loaded with this. But it is this critical week in the life and work of Jesus, where day by day, again, the drama and the intensity and the jeopardy of the story are growing and growing and becoming more intense. He comes into town, he blows up the temple again, second cleansing, goes back in, and again turns over the tables of the money changers. And then he has this day where he just blasts the Pharisees and the scribes, the teachers of the law, and he begins to pronounce woe upon them. Woe are you, and woe are you. I mean, it's just like he takes them on. He's going to head with these guys, and they want to kill him. They're going to kill him, but I mean, there's hostility and there's hatred and again, growing intensity of drama. And then this beautiful, beautiful scene where he takes the disciples up into the upper room and basically explains to them everything that's about to happen. Washes their feet, and talks about laying down his life for them and the example that he has set for them. And that upper room discourse in the Gospel of John, just part of the great part of Scripture. And then from the upper room, of course, across, and this final week, by the way, all taking place here around the city of Jerusalem. And so, you don't need to see all this, but from the upper room, they leave and cross over the Kidron Valley and come into the Garden of Gethsemane, and you have this again, I mean, the intensity of this moment in the Garden of Gethsemane. I mean, the emotion of it is so incredible that, that Jesus, and depending on which of the Gospels you look at, he's either dripping sweat as if blood, or he's literally bleeding. And some scholars believe that the stress and the pressure was so intense that his capillaries were literally from stress exploding, and that he was kind of literally bleeding sweat, or sweating blood. I think that's where the expression comes from. So anyway, just incredible intensity and really a struggle going on of cosmic proportions. Because as he gets to this point where he knows what's coming in hours, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. And so he prays in the garden, and he says, Father, if there is any way, let this cup pass from me. I don't want to do it. And in prayer, there's this struggle going on, and yet relinquishment. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours. 3 times we're told that he goes through the intensity, and it is so intense that when he's done, we're told that angels have to come and minister to him. To enable him to stand up, to be arrested, and then to go through the mockery of and basically a kangaroo court, an illegal trial, an illegal scourging, and a totally unjust, unfair execution. He's an innocent man, and he's condemned to death. And the second beat then, if the first beat is sort of this whole final week, the second beat of the scene is the crucifixion itself. The pivotal moment in Act 2, and in a sense, the crucifixion and resurrection, this is the heart of the entire story. This is the climax, the absolute climax of the story, what happens in these two incidents, the sacrificial crucifixion of Jesus Christ, where God takes the sin of humanity and in ways we can't even imagine somehow places it upon Jesus Christ at the cross, and by He who knew no sin somehow becomes sin on our behalf, and there is this agony and this suffering that, by the way, a lot of people didn't like the movie The Passion of the Christ. And I have people that come to me and say it was just too violent, and I've got to say to them, they pulled punches, man.